Hi everybody, it's Jill Lancet. Happy Easter Sunday, everybody. Yeah, the Easter Bunny did not visit me. I have had to borrow Libby's Easter eggs because they're away at the moment. And my lovely friend Maria gave her a little cup full of these. I haven't eaten any, Maria, I promise. I just got these out to put these here to wish everybody a happy Easter Sunday. And I'm going to pop them all back from whence they came. Thank you, Maria. You're always so kind. Now, this is going to be a card that is using a new product. Now, it's not from the new catalogue. It is from an upcoming online exclusives release that will be released in May. I don't know the date offhand, but it's called Sunrise Sailing. Now, it comes in a bundle, and it's going to be a great one, especially for blokey-bloke cards. We've got this gorgeous stamp set. There's a die set, which I've got most of the dies out at the moment. And then there is this hybrid embossing folder where the die fits in there and cuts that boat out. Is that a boat or a ship? The yacht. I'll save myself the trouble and just say yacht. But we're not using this. We're only using one stamp from the stamp set. But I am going to use some dies. And I've got some other really nice products. I'm not sure whether the designer series paper is going or not, but let's get going. Now, I'm using some of the beautiful new INCOLORs. I'm sorry, this is a bit glary. We've got Darling Duckling, Timid Tiger, Cloud Cover. Did I show you those? Yep. Strawberry Slush, and then this Secret Sea, which is a very, very dark blue. Now, I've got those safe and sound in a little folder. And the designer series paper is this one called Everyday Happiness. It's lovely. I really like this one. It's my kind of colours. You've got the Lost Lagoon. It's absolutely beautiful. Look at those papers. Have a look at those, will you? That's the other side. This beautiful flower here with this gorgeous stripe on the other side. Now I'll put all the details below. Yeah, isn't that gorgeous? And you get 12 sheets, and it's two-sided. Absolutely beautiful. So yeah, we'll have a look at that when we get going. Now, the card I'm going to make, I've got every little thing in this little box here, and I think we'll just get going. I've virtually done everything. What we're going to do is put this thing together. So yeah, I've got a bit and here's the dies. Here are all the dies, and you get these waves, but you'll see these as we go along. I'm going to pop this over here, pop them up there, so when I'm looking for those, they're up there. Okay, so what I did was I've cut out these tiny little elements. Now there's 3 birds. If I put them on the blue, the dark blue, you'll see them so much better. So I've cut out some of the beautiful waves, and then this was the piece that sort of goes on the top of them. So I'm using that. I've got a couple of the boats here. There were 2 smaller boats in there as well as the bigger one. I've got the sails for those. The sails are separate. I cut them again in white and then coloured them and just cut off the bottom. So if I show you this one here, that is the bottom. And I've just coloured that and put a blue stripe on it. Left this one white and put a red and a blue stripe on it. I've got a couple of clouds here. I'm not sure whether I'm going to use all three of them yet. We'll see. And these very, very delicate little seagulls. Now, the one die cuts out all three of them. So, yeah, don't think you're going to have to be fiddling around too much with that. You can just cut out three all in one hit. So I think we'll just get going. I've got a fine line glue pen because some of these bits and pieces are fiddly. So the first thing I want to do is bring in a piece of scrap paper. I'm going to stamp my greeting on that. Just bear with me. Ugh. Sorry, guys. I hope you've had a great Easter. I mean, it's not over. We've still got tomorrow, Easter Monday. I've had some gluten-free hot cross buns today. So, yes, very, very nice. Now, where is my Misty Moonlight? Now, I don't have the matching ink pads yet for these new INCOLORs, but Misty Moonlight was pretty close. I did a little comparison, and this is the one I want to use. Okay, so I'm just going to ink this up, and it's from the same ink pad, from the same stamp set. Crikey, what am I saying? Not that one. Oh my goodness, what did I do with it? It's Best Wishes. Covers a lot of things. Best Wishes. So I will actually ink that up. I'll give it a bit of a test run on this bit of scrap paper. Gorgeous. So I'm going to do it for real on the cloud. I wasn't sure where to put it, and then I thought, you know what? I'm going to put it on the cloud. Right, so let's just hope that's in the right spot. Looks pretty good to me. Straight down. Hold it for a second. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Now, the other thing I wanted to do was just get a sponge dauber, and I've got some smoky slate ink here. And I'm just going to take this dauber and just give this cloud a bit of definition. And I'm just, if I put this sideways, you can see what I'm doing. Okay, I'm just flicking that ink, and it's hardly noticeable until you actually put this on the card. So yeah, it just sort of softens the edges, gives it a little bit of definition, and yeah, I'm happy with that. So I will ink the other two just in case I use them. And we'll see how we go. Yeah, this is going to be one of those stamp and die sets that you'll want, because the clouds will come in handy for other stamps, other designs that you might come up with. And yeah, so this literally only takes a few seconds, and it does add so much to it. So that's all. That's done. Now I'm going to put this together. Now I toyed with the idea of using the embossing folder. I may still do that on another card coming up, but let's just do this now and see what you think. Blokey-bloke cards sometimes are a bit tricky. Sometimes they're a bit hard. Yeah, so we can do with all the help we can get. So I've got a card base here. It's just our standard card base. Where is my bone folder? There it is. So I'm just going to give that a bit of a crease. Now in mat 1, look, you can request these matte templates. They are just so handy. Tilly2145@gmail.com. Request the matte templates. I'll send them to you in a PDF. It's free. So normal card base in your market, A4 or US letter size, whatever your country is, they're both here. And there is a video to show you how to use them. If you watch an Australian demonstrator and you are in the US, the cards are not going to fit with the measurements they've given you, but you can check what measurements they've used, see that it's matte, whatever, and then go to your little ready reckoner. Okay, so the Secret C is matte 1, and the beautiful designer series paper is matte 2. Now they fit together beautifully. Okay, so I am going to do some gluing together, and yeah, and then we'll get this thing happening. Okay, so I saw this and I thought, that, you know what, that looks like a sky. So I thought I would use that. Saves me having to ink it up. This is already done. And look at the beautiful back of it. Absolutely gorgeous. So the first thing I decided to do was to glue these waves on here. Now this is the, as I said, this is like the opposite edge, and I've kept it. So I'm going to glue that one on first, and I'm just doing it onto the designer series paper. So let me just get going. I think I might need coffee. I'm feeling a little bit all over the shop at the moment. So I'm just going to glue this one down. I'm not going to go right over to the wiggly edge, because I might want to tuck a boat underneath that, but these are actually longer than the piece that we need. So I'm going to pop that about there. I've got 2 more to go on here, and don't worry, we're going to trim them off. So if they look a bit, you know, too big, don't worry, we're going to trim them off. So again, I'm not going to go right to the edge, because I do think I might want to stick a boat under there, and all this will become fairly obvious in a minute. Look at that. How gorgeous is that? And, oh, hang on, what did I do? And this last little bit. Okay. Now, it doesn't cut the other side off. It just cuts it as wide as you want it to be. But I'm going to actually line that up with the straight edge of the card, because that's just too convenient for words. There we go, look at that. How beautiful is that? Okay, now that's already starting to look like a seascape. And we haven't really even done anything yet. So I think I'll glue that onto here, but I'm going to trim that off. So just from the back, I'm going to take a pair of long bladed scissors, and I'm just going to lay the top blade along the edge and cut that off. If you're worried about, you know, cutting straight, that's what I do, because I can't cut straight to save my life. So there we go. Look at that. How beautiful is that? Okay, so now we can glue this onto here. And yeah, I'm just going to use liquid glue. I can, you know, wriggle that around a bit if I want to. Hang on. Things are getting dramatic over here. I might just turn that down a bit. I think I turned it off. Won't matter. So we've got this nice little border, and that's those matte measurements will give you perfect borders every single time. So you can consistently use those measurements, and yeah, you're in business. There's a bit of glue there, so I'm just going to wipe that off like that. Okay. Unfortunately, that glue dries clear, so there we go. Okay, so now I've got all my bits and pieces. I bet, oh no, I was going to say, I bet I've lost a couple of birds, but there they are. There they are. Now, I can glue the body of the boat. The hull? The hull? I need my tweezers. So I'm just going to pop a bit of glue. Not too much. You don't want a lot. Just a little bit of glue. And all I did was just line the die up with the edge of a scrap, and then I snipped off any bits that were not wanted. So that can just sit there like that. I will pop a block on that, just so that it dries. Now the little boat, I did the same. I coloured this one yellow and put a blue stripe on this one. So, tweezers to the rescue. These things are so handy. Oops. Yep, you just want a little bit. And I shall pop that on there. Now, when you cut these out, you get the hull of the boat, the mast, and one sail, as you can see here. But then you get a second set of sails that can go over the top of it, and we will put those on in just a tick. I shall just move this over here and pop that block on there for just a second. Now you can see that I've got my little cloud. I put the best wishes in that just for something different, and I'm just going to try and work out where I want that. Now I may cut some of these other clouds in half or something. We'll see. Now I've got to get these sails on here. Now what I found, I was having a little play with them before, and I found that if you just offset these sails a little bit, you can actually see the mast. I mean, if you glue that straight on there, you won't see the mast, but I think it's meant to be offset like that. So what I'll do is I'll just get a little bit of glue on here and glue that on there. Now, I'll keep it on this piece of paper so that you can see what I'm talking about. So I'm just lining the mast up with that little dip in the sails at the bottom, and I'm just going to pop that under there. I have the bigger one. Unfortunately, I don't think it does have a dip in it. Oh yeah, it does. Yep, okay. So we'll do the same thing. Now you really don't want a lot of glue on this. Okay. So again, I'm going to line it up so that I can see the mast. Now, it doesn't line up with the divot, with that little divot in there, but it does line up very easily. So we'll just pop that under there for a tick. And we'll have a look at these little birds and these clouds. Now, I'm not sure. I think that, you know, that sponging around the edges really, really helps define the clouds. So let me think. Let's have a look here. I want to pop this one up. I know I want to pop this one up. Where are we going to put the boats? Let me see. Now, see, I can tuck these little boats in. I can tuck him in so that he's like way off in the distance. Where is my pokey tool? Hang on. So he can be off in the distance, just kind of like that. And then the bigger boat can be in the foreground, just like that. What do you think? What do you think about that? And we'll pop this up like that. I think we're cooking with gas, guys. I think we've got it now. Okay, so I'll pop some glue on here. Now this is very delicate, so be extra careful with that. I don't want too much glue. And I am going to lift up. Remember, we didn't put too much glue on here, so that we could actually slip that underneath there like that. He can be riding the waves in the background. This guy here, we'll pop him closer to the foreground. And he can just be slipped under there somewhere like that. Just like that. Oops, not too far down. There we go. He's going over a wave and I've got glue everywhere there. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. So we'll pop this, crikey. We'll pop this here. We might have half a cloud somewhere over here. And we've got our little birds as well. So yeah, let's get them, let's put them in place as well. They're so delicate and so tiny. Here's the third one. Yeah, so it's really good that there's 3 at a time. Oh, that looks okay. And we'll chop this cloud off, I think. We'll pop that one up. Yeah, okay, so, you know, can't cut straight to save my life, so I'm going to pop that in there, and whatever straight line it gets, that's where it's going to go. So I've actually got 2 half clouds now. 2 half clouds. I could put that one there, and if I wanted to, I could turn this other half. Oh no, don't turn it around. I could put that over there if I wanted to. Do I want to? Why not? Why not? What do you think? Yep, let's do it. Okay. And we've got another cloud that we've got for another day. So we can pop that in with the stamps and use that on another day. So that one can go there. Line that up with the edge. That's why I made it a straight edge, so that, yep. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. This one here, I might actually cut this one off. Just cut it off there like that. And this might be tricky, but let's do it. Let's do it anyway. Hang on. Hold your horses, honey. Let's get this straight. Let's get this up against a straight edge so that we've got like a right angle. Oh, I hope I did that right. Hope I did it right. If not, bad luck. Beautiful. Right, let's pop a bit of glue on this. Just a little bit. And that can go right up in the corner there like a high cloud. Oh man, that looks good. Now this is going up on some dimensionals, this cloud with the message on it. One there. One there. One there. And one there. Look at that. Easy peasy. And I still haven't found my take your pick. I have no idea where it is, guys. Might have to tidy this room up again, this desk. Oh my gosh, it's a never-ending story. So that's going to go there like that, I think. What do you think? Yep. And these little birdies. Now this is where this tiny little, it's almost like a ballpoint pen, guys. Look. Almost like a ballpoint pen. And the glue comes out pink. So I can see where I've put it, or if I've put it on there at all. So let's have a look. Let's see if we can't manage this. Oh gosh. I thought afterwards, you know what? I should have put some tear and tape behind that. And that way I could have probably just torn it off. But, yep, this is just and there's one little birdie. We'll put him there like that. We'll put this second little birdie. Hang on. And then I've got to glue this onto the card base. We'll put him going like that, I think. Just like that. And our third little guy over here. And I'm basically just dotting this glue on. And he can go this way. Oh, what's stuck to it? What is stuck to it? Here we go. He can go there like that. Oops, she says. Now there was one thing I forgot to do, but I can do that now. Oh, I've got to do that again. Crikey. Stuck to my finger and just came off everywhere. Right. Hold your horses, honey. Right. Now, I wanted to put some sparkle onto the ocean like the sun was, you know. And I meant to do this before, but this is how hard this is. Look. I'm just using the Wink of Stella. I'm just popping some of it just on the top of these waves. I meant to do it across the edge before I put it all on. Totally forgot. Never mind. No harm done. And we can glue that onto the card base now. Just bear with me. We've got a blokey card. We have got ourselves a blokey card. And I think the dark blue with the white just looks so good. Look at that. And I think you'll agree that that tiny little bit of Wink of Stella doesn't make this girly. It just makes it look a little bit, what's the word? Reflective. What do you think about that? I don't know if you can see that Wink of Stella even. But yeah, I think it's a nice little blokey card. Of course, you can go crazy inside. You can do whatever you like. I'm not going to put anything on that just yet because I don't know what I want this for. But how easy was that to pop that all together? Admittedly, everything was cut out, but, you know, it was quite easy to do. And we've got ourselves a blokey card, guys. And thank you so much. I hope you've had a great Easter. I hope you continue to we have a big, long break here. Well, yeah, the school holidays are combined with Easter, so the kids are all home, except mine's in Tasmania. But yeah, we have a fairly good break over Easter. And yeah, the weather has been fantastic this weekend. So beautiful autumn days. It's not too hot. We've finally got our autumn. And we've made a blokey bloke boat card. Let me know what you think in the comments, guys. Say hi. Yeah, pop in and say hi and let me know where you're watching from. And I hope you enjoyed this one. Just something a bit different, something a little bit more interesting than flowers, which is what I seem to be making all the time these days. And I'll see you guys all hopefully on Thursday night. Please take care of yourselves and, yeah, stay kind. Hooray. Bye for now.